Are you behind on evaluations? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get caught up on your observations in 2 weeks, or maybe even in 1 week. I know many of us are behind. It's a pandemic, y'all. And even if you're watching this after the pandemic, still be gentle with yourselves. By the end of today's video, you'll have ideas about how to create a schedule so that you can get all of your observations done in less than 2 weeks. So click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll get notified anytime I post a new video. So welcome to my channel for leaders who want to lead with love and love to lead. So you might be thinking, who would start a YouTube channel about teacher evaluations? So my name is madden-fuoco, and I've been evaluating teachers for more than 15 years, and I've been coaching and training other evaluators for more than 10 years in Boston. I started this channel because I'm passionate about teacher evaluations, and I know so many people who struggle with it. My belief is that if we support our teachers' growth, we support our students' growth. Now, you do not need to write down everything I say in this video, because at the end of the video, I'll show you how to download a free guide that'll go over everything I share in this video. So let's be honest, you've probably been too busy to do as many observations and conversations with teachers this year as you want to. And you're probably still too busy right now. There are different ways to approach this, and it depends on what is required in your district or in your state. So for some teachers, you might only be required to do 1 observation. And in many districts, you might have already done that in the fall. So maybe for those folks, you want to do 1 more observation to gather more evidence. Or maybe in your district or state, you are required to do 4 or 5 observations on some teachers, especially some newer teachers. So the first step is to create a list of staff, see how many observations are required on each person, and then see how many left you need to do. So by the end of this step, you'll fill out this template, you'll see how many are required, how many you have left, and then you'll have a number of observations that you know you need to do in the next 2 weeks. So now that you know this number, now I'm going to talk through some of the different ways you can schedule this out. So imagine that you have 20 observations to do in the next 2 weeks. So if you think about that as 10 days, you can schedule 2 observations, 2 debrief conversations, and time to write those observations up per day. So what you're trying to accomplish then is you're trying to accomplish observing 2 teachers in 1 day, meeting with both of those teachers, and putting time on your calendar to write up both of those observations. And I really want to push you all on putting the time on your calendar to write the observations up, because this is one of the biggest mistakes I see evaluators make. Is we're often really good at putting time on our calendar to observe and then talk with the teacher. But if we don't put time on our calendar to write up the observations, we know how that can pile up for us. So many evaluators and many teachers prefer to do full lesson observations. And if you only have 1 observation to do for each of your teachers, then it is great if you can do a full lesson observation, because then you're seeing the students learning throughout the full lesson, and you can really assess their engagement throughout the lesson and what they learned. But if you have 4 or 5 observations to do per teacher, it's unlikely you're going to have time to do full lesson observations. So I'm going to give you some recommendations for how to schedule those in and get them all done in 2 weeks. So let's think about these teachers who you still have 4 or 5 observations that you want to do of that person. So my recommendation is to spread these out over 2 days. So maybe you observe that teacher for 20 minutes on a Monday morning, and then again that Monday afternoon, and then again Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday afternoon. And then you meet with the teacher to discuss all 4 observations that Tuesday afternoon. So what you're doing is you're getting to see the teacher maybe doing different lessons, or maybe it's the same lesson but with different groups of students. And then you're still meeting with the teacher, talking through what you saw, what the teacher thought, but you're doing that all in one conversation so that you're saving yourself time, but you're also meeting your requirement of doing 4 observations. So remember, the secret to success here is scheduling the observations and the conversations, but remembering to schedule that time in to also write up the observations, because this is a big mistake I see evaluators make. I see folks scheduling the observations and the conversations, but then forgetting to schedule in the time to actually write up the observations. And we know how that can pile up if we don't schedule the time in to get it done. In my next video, I'll show you how to catch up on collecting enough evidence for the whole evaluation. So remember, you don't have to use the same approach with every one of your teachers. You might have entered more observations on some folks than others. So I can't wait to hear how it goes catching up on your evaluations and supporting your teacher's growth. So check out the description below this video for the free guide to catching up on your observations and scheduling this all out. And also, I included a link below this video to a choice board I made about how to observe and give feedback to teachers remotely. So if you're still in a remote or hybrid context and you want to check out that choice board, that link is also included below. So if this video is helpful, I would love for you to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so that you know about future videos. Also, if you like this video, I think you'll love another video I've created about how to catch up on the whole evaluation process quickly if you're behind. And please share this video with other leaders, because if we support leaders, they can support teachers who can then support students. And if you're willing, I'd love for you to comment below. Tell me what other challenges you're facing with the evaluation process so that I can provide future videos to support you. Take good care, y'all. And remember, if you lead with love, you will love to lead.